Hi, my name is Sycra, and I'll be showing you how to color Robin from the TV series Young Justice using Adobe Flash. So here we are in Adobe Flash CS3, and the first thing I did is I went to File, Import, and Import to Stage. So this is Evan's sketch, and I've saved it as a symbol. And what that allows me to do is I can change the color to an alpha channel, and that allows me to control the transparency. I just lock this layer so I don't mess with it, and I made a new layer above this, and I call it Line Art. So I've selected the Line tool, and the shortcut for that is N on your keyboard, and I'm just going around the hair, around the contour of the hair, and you can see I leave some gaps, and that's going to be fixed because what we're going to do after putting in the lines is, as you can see here, we adjust everything we put down, and that's using the select tool or the shortcut V. So at this point I tend to just keep my fingers hovering over the keys N and V, and I'm putting down lines and then adjusting those lines. For the sake of time, I'll do a lot of this in time-lapse, but I'll try and cover all the important points. So here we go, working on Robin's mask. So I'm continuing to put down lines and then use the black selection arrow or V on your keyboard to adjust those lines. When you hover your cursor over the line you put down, you'll get one of two options. Either you'll see what looks like a corner appear underneath your cursor, or it will be a curved line. When it's a corner, that means you can actually physically move the line around, and when it's a curved line, that means you can add a curve to the line in either direction. So here I'm not following Evan's lines exactly, but I'm trying to think more about what the intention of the sketch lines were, and hopefully I can, if possible, improve on the sketch. In animation terms, we call this plussing, where every stage required to make a film, from storyboards to the initial pencils and then cleanup and then colors, you're always improving over what you previously had. And now here I'm getting the elliptical tool, and I just selected the inside with the black selection arrow and hit delete. And I'll be doing Robin's R insignia. It's easier to do it outside of the body sometimes because you can work at different scales, and it's just less things to worry about when it's kind of outside and by itself. So here I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to check to see what it's going to look like. It needs to be scaled, so I hit Q to open the free transform tool, and I scaled it to the size that it needs to be. And now we're into the colors, and here's my color palette for Robin. I use the eyedropper tool to select the color I want, and then at this point it's just really easy. I just fill the colors, and if you make any kind of mistake, you just Control Z and try again. Now I take the pencil tool, and I'm using a bright green, which is just a color that totally doesn't belong on Robin. And you'll see what I'm going to do. In Flash, if you double click a line, you can delete that line, and you need to create a border in order to have a fill. So what I'm doing is I'm creating the border with this bright green line. It can be any color that you want, as long as it's not one that you're actually going to use. and then you just use it to border off the areas you want to fill. Alright, now here comes a cool part. Getting rid of that green line, and sometimes you need to zoom in and get rid of it. I probably could have done that a smarter way by just creating a bigger green line and then double clicking it, and when you double click it selects the whole green line, and then you just hit delete and you end up with these really clean borders, just like that. So I'll just continue doing this for the rest of Robin. And here's a trick you can do. I created a green line there and there, and I'm gonna join them so that I can fill the areas I want, and then just double click that green line and it will pick anything that's green and delete that as long as it's touching that line. So it just makes things more convenient when you block off areas and then connect the green, or whatever color you choose, connect the lines. So I'm almost done with Robin here. I hope you found this to be informative. Flash isn't really used much for coloring, but I think it's pretty effective, especially for this type of cell shaded style, and it's very forgiving. You can put down lines and then adjust them however you want. And that's it. And here's final Robin with a background generously provided by Evan. And yeah, feel free to check out my channel too. Thanks for watching.